The British media that do this. I know last week, at the very time Britain was imposing the quarantine on France, there were photographs all over the French media, on TV and in the papers, of Monsieur Macron, the president, jet skiing at his holiday resort in the south of France.
There's a whole long history, Andrew, isn't there, of political leaders being photographed in all sorts of positions. I'm thinking of Vladimir Putin riding a horse topless. Lots of photos of Donald Trump playing golf.
Yeah.
It is a long tradition, and as you say, it's normally partly sort of arranged at the start of the trip or at the end of the trip, so the rest get a picture.
It's funny that we never ever see photographs of Angela Merkel on the beach, the German chancellor. I can't think why, Ben.
This is true. Or Donald Trump on a beach, actually. I haven't seen that one either.
We don't want to even think about that, actually, Ben. That's Ben Kentish, LBC's Westminster correspondent. Let's get into the calls. The Prime Minister, of course, he's entitled to holiday. I'm not denying it. He's had a rotten year. He's doing a difficult job. You may think he's doing it badly, but he is entitled to break. I still think he could have interrupted it for 5 minutes to talk about the exams. Let's go to James, who's calling from Barnes. Hello, James. on, Stuart.
It's all a result of COVID. It's nobody's fault. You can't.
Right. All right. I hear you, Stuart. Stuart, I hear you. All right. That's Stuart's view. He didn't think it was a crisis in the first place. I don't want to get too sidetracked into the A-levels because it's been well ventilated on this station this week. But what about the Prime Minister? I don't know when he's back. They won't tell us. Maybe he's another week away. He's entitled. I repeat, I think he's entitled to a holiday. I still think he could have interrupted it just for a couple of minutes to try and show that he cared about what was going on back here in exams up and down the country. 0345 6060 973. What do you think? Time is now coming up to 6:31. Headlines, Bill Overton.
The government's extended an evictions ban in England by 4 weeks, but also confirmed 6 months' notice on contracts through until March. The Housing Secretary says it gives security for private tenants impacted by the coronavirus through winter. People in Oldham and Blackburn are restricted again from meeting other households, even in parks and beer gardens. Tougher restrictions have been brought in, but in Wigan, added rules have been lifted. And latest data suggests the coronavirus epidemic in the UK is growing again. Government scientists estimating the R rate now between 0.9 and 1.1. The weather, showers continuing tonight, with winds easing over southern England, Wales and the west. Humid in the southeast, clearer skies in Scotland and a low of 10 degrees.
The voices of LBC at the weekend. Majid Nawaz.
Boris Johnson needs to be taking a serious look at his backbench and his front bench. Sit them down for an exam and work out who their most competent ones are and put them in the cabinet instead of shoving people in there just because they agree with you. Because if you did that, then that's a bit like downgrading students' exam results because you don't like them.
Majid Nawaz. Every Saturday and Sunday afternoon from 12 on LBC.
Get 6 washable, reusable coloured face coverings for under £20 from trustedppe.co.uk. Order before 4 p.m. weekdays for same-day dispatch.
Offices, restaurants, pubs. You need a sign-in app that's safe, simple and secure. You need Tap Visitor Book. 100% contactless, COVID safe, GDPR compliant and track and trace ready. All from less than £2 a day. Search Tap Visitor Book now or text radio to 86688.
This is not just salmon. These are succulent, responsibly sourced M&S Scottish salmon fillets high in omega-3. 2 fillets for just £4. This is not just value. This is here to stay everyday remarkable value from M&S. Selected stores only.
Hi, I'm Jake, and I'm a cleaner for TfL. We're keeping the transport network cleaner and safer than ever before by regularly spraying all our services with hospital-grade antiviral disinfectant. It kills viruses and bacteria on contact, so the network is as safe as possible for everyone. Please also remember, everyone must wear a face covering at all times, unless you are exempt. To find out more, search TfL Restart Plan. To the Mayor of London and TfL, every journey matters.
What if the world listened more? Maybe it could become a better place. Because when we really listen, we start to notice things that don't sound quite bright. They might not seem obvious at first, but listen closely and they stand out like a sore plum. And the more we listen, the more we learn. Our readers help us find better solutions. And things can change from this to something a little more like this. The new Honda Jazz is a hybrid. Honda, the power of dreams.
Say hello to summer data deals at Vodafone. Get a Vodafone SIM-only plan with 5 times more data. 100 gigabytes for just £20 a month. Just one of the amazing offers in the Vodafone summer data deals. Switch to the UK's best mobile data network. Online or in store. Ready? Vodafone.
Hence 3rd of September, 24-month plans. RPI increase credit check terms and reward verification apply. See vodafone.co.uk.
Andrew Pierce on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
He didn't look at his best. He was in his baggy shirt and baggy trousers, and he had one of those bobble hats on. The Prime Minister photographed in his remote Scottish hideaway, complete with a tent, which is few hundred yards from the cottage where he's staying with his wife. I suspect, actually, his protection officers may be in the tent. Who knows? He's away with 6 of them. So I'm asking you whether you completely support and agree that he's entitled to a complete break and can switch off totally from what's happening throughout the realm. 0345 6060 973. I'm going to talk now to Chris
albeit that with a margin, and that's basically the smallest lead that we've seen for the Conservatives since Boris Johnson became Prime Minister. So this isn't just happening in the new group of people who voted for the Conservatives last year, at least in the opinion polls are now saying they're turning against the party.
Is this because this has been the latest in a series of problems for the government, or do you think this is because it was such this story ran, albeit A-level results came out last Thursday, they U-turned on Tuesday or Wednesday, it seemed to take an age. Is it just because of this one event, or is it a cumulative effect?
No, it's a series of things. And when you look at the underlying polling, things don't look how they normally look. Normally what you see when you run an opinion poll is that the public will tell you they quite like the Labour Party and what they stand for, but they think the Conservatives are the competent ones who are better at running things. That's not what we're seeing at the moment. Actually, the Labour Party and Keir Starmer in particular have caught up with the Conservatives on that key issue of competence. Who would be better at just kind of running things and running the country? And that's meant that the Conservatives have, but that lead in the poll has narrowed as the Conservatives have responded to events in a way that the public have seen as being fairly incompetent.
And this is partly because in relation to